Greetings and welcome back everyone. If you like these daily crypto analysis videos, hit the like button and subscribe. Please share these videos with your friends to help the channel grow. I'm Crypto Snake, back again to discuss some Bitcoin analysis. So starting out on the 4-hour chart today, Bitcoin has actually broken through this descending wedge that I laid out in the previous couple of videos. And for those of you that don't know, a descending wedge normally signifies a reversal of the trend. Obviously, since the manipulation dump back here, the trend was obviously headed down. So this wedge has signified a nice bullish reversal. But the question is, can we maintain it? So down at the RSI, we did actually break out of this channel that we were stuck in, bouncing between the resistance and support zone. We've been basically ping-ponging in and out of that as this has been descending with this wedge. We did break out of that with some nice confirmation here. The price actually has moved up quite significantly, rising over $100 in a candle. But I am expecting a nice pullback here, just because normally when we wick up like this, it will come back down and slowly trend up, assuming it is actually bullish. I believe that will look something like this, back down, and then potentially trending back up, and maybe a spike through the daily cloud here, through the 6520 area. Down on the SAR, we have posted our first bullish SAR dot. The SAR being basically a measurement of the trend and where we're going. For the past week or so, we have been just trending sideways, posting bullish SAR after bearish SAR, etc., going through the previous time frames. So this doesn't mean much, but it is good to see it in a bullish pattern because it means it's less likely to be a bull trap, and it will allow this price to break up past the previous bearish SARs. And if we take a look at the Chiku span, which is a measurement of 52 time periods in the past of the price, we are actually moving through the price on this very large red manipulation candle from the high frequency trading bots. However, we are likely to break above the price here, which is bullish. We also have a TK crossover forming, which I've zoomed in on so we can get a better look at. Now, normally with the Chiku span within price, TK crossover like this would not mean much. However, with it about to break price, this could actually be the start of nice bullish momentum to test this 4-hour cloud again. Now, what does concern me here is this flat top of this 4-hour cloud is very long and very flat. That offers a lot of resistance, so I think we will very likely be rejected down off of that before returning back down to the lower RSI level. But that is almost a 350 price jump on Bitcoin, and if you are actually willing to open a long position on that, that could be very lucrative. I think our first confirmation point of this being bullish is going to be breaking through into this cloud at the 6520 area. I do think we are going to come up there and test that before possibly being rejected down, possibly breaking up from there. But moving back to the 1-day cloud, I just want to cover what has me really concerned about this overall trend. And switching back over to the other Bitcoin chart, I did mark out a bear flag in the previous video, and we still are maintaining that. We haven't exactly mitigated this bear flag yet. In fact, a breakdown from this current price level would actually bring us to that 60-40 support area around the 6,000 range. So we still are in that relative danger zone. And I'll cover a little later in the video what I would need to see to be bullishly confirmed and to confirm a mitigation of this bear flag. But I do think that 6,000 is still a possibility in the long run, especially with the RSI on the daily charts is again a measurement of the true value of the coin. It is still oversold, but we actually haven't gone down to test this lower 30 area, which normally happens before an actual resurgence. Unfortunately, we did have this giant manipulation candle here, which kind of threw a monkey wrench into the technical analysis, but I still do believe that we are very likely to hit that 30 before actually seeing a nice bull run. What's also concerning is the overall bleak sentiment on crypto now. This entire dump did kill off the altcoin market again, killing a lot of emotions. Even though this ride up was looking nice and healthy, we did get that gigantic dump, and now we're seeing altcoins get hurt once more. So altcoins did bleed all the way down, and they did actually bleed on the way up because people pulled into Bitcoin to pull out and then saw Bitcoin going up. So a lot of altcoins are suffering right now. If we have a bear flag down here, they'll definitely suffer. But if we also break up through that 4-hour cloud for a temporary pump, they might suffer a little until we get some sustained bullish pressure. Also on the 1-day chart, do actually have a bearish TK crossover forming. So I'm expecting the Kijun-sen to come down and meet the price. The price is likely to pull up before breaking back down. It will probably be rejected down off of this Kijun-sen and continue down to that 6,000 level in the long term. Before I get on with the rest of my technical analysis here and set out some price targets for you guys, if you would like to join my free Telegram for insights on the market, including Bitcoin, altcoins, and a sneak peek to my personal entries and exits, join t.me/cryptosnakebit. Links directly to the chat and a link on how to install Telegram, which is a free chat program I use to communicate with my VIPs, in the description below. Also, I've given out a list of potentially discount altcoins I plan to ride for the bull run, and we have been capitalizing on Bitcoin's movements, pulling 25% gains on ZRX, 20% on WON, 7% on GAME, 10% on ADA. If you want information on how to get into the VIP group to be part of these trades, the information is also in the description below. So moving on to what broke us out of this descending wedge here, I'm going to flip over to Bitcoin shorts, which is basically a measurement of the shorts betting against the market, essentially betting that Bitcoin will go down and profiting off of that through leverage trading. As I laid out in the previous videos, I did believe that a Bitcoin short was potentially likely, and we did see a very small downtick on Bitcoin shorts here. We've also posted our first bearish SAR on the Bitcoin shorts, and most concerning of all for Bitcoin shorts is the fact that we are above this cloud and descending with it. Very likely we could break down into this 4-hour cloud, signifying the beginning of a very, very large Bitcoin short squeeze, which could bring us all the way back down to the 20,000 levels, causing Bitcoin to pump through that 4-hour cloud that I laid out previously. Moving on to the overall health of the market today, not much surprise with Bitcoin having a little bit of a flash pump. Altcoins have gone up between 1 and 4%, nothing major. A couple of them did fall, but the market is basically in a stalemate right now, waiting to see where Bitcoin is going. Litecoin is down to $52. Ethereum falling through the floor at 189. Actually did get a nice resurgence, up 4.5%, and I will be covering Ethereum here shortly. But first, let's move on to some Ethereum news here. Ethereum shorts actually hit another record high as the price sinks. Again, in the terms of shorts, this basically means that most people in the market are betting that Ethereum is going to fall, and normally what happens is when most of the market is betting that it's going to fall, it does the opposite and will bounce back with a short squeeze, which will produce a nice pump on the price. Moving into the Ethereum price, I just want to do some quick technical analysis for a possible trade position that I might be scooping up some Ethereum here very shortly. So the overall price right now is down to 188, and the RSI is still incredibly oversold. We're not even in the 30 to 70 range anymore. We're all the way down at 24, peaking all the way down at 20, which is absolutely insane. This dump has been basically fueled by fear and panic, just selling, everyone trying to get out of the coin as fast as they can. Lots and lots of FUD coming out. That being said, I do see that the Chiku span has found a little bit of support here and has actually started to uptick. More importantly to that, the daily Kijun-sen is separated up by almost a $40 price jump, which is almost a 20% gain if you bought in here. I am expecting that price to pull back to the Kijun-sen. As you can see in the previous charting, it does remain relatively close and almost inevitably will pull back to that Kijun-sen. And seeing how the flash dump of Bitcoin actually affected this coin and brought it so far down below, I am expecting a price rise back to that previous support at 222. It's very possible that it could get rejected back down to that and continue its downtrend, but I think short term it could be actually very, very lucrative to pick some Ethereum up here and ride it back up to this Kijun-sen. Now, if the Kijun-sen continues to descend, which is also possibly likely, we could long term be seeing that 150 mark. And if we break that 150 mark, again, that's going to be falling through the floor. We won't see any real support until $100. But I do think it's a very good idea to actually dollar cost average your way into Ethereum right now, because the fear and panic won't last forever. And I do believe we are very likely to get a nice price jump here with another short squeeze on Ethereum shorts. So I personally will be picking up some Ethereum and dollar cost averaging all the way down to 100 and then holding it until the rest of the year, as this is the most lucrative and discount I've ever seen on Ethereum. And just to put this in a nice bullish perspective, if Ethereum does remain as number 2 and we see Bitcoin pump up to 20k, I mean, we'll be seeing $800, $1,200 on Ethereum, $1,400 on Ethereum. So if you pick it up at $100 all the way down, if it breaks that support, I mean, you're looking at 14 times gains all the way back to the peak. And as I've expressed in previous videos, the market cycle is just that. It is a cycle. Moving back to Bitcoin, we are almost finished with this market cycle. Bubble pop, followed by a downtrend and a bearish reversal, which produces lower highs and a plateauing bottom, basically forming a pennant before a nice break up for the rest of the year. Moving down to the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin, let me just set out some price targets. So where I think Bitcoin could possibly go from this break up, as I'm leaning fairly bullish right now, I do believe we are going to come and test this 6520 area. Whether we break through or not, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see a bit more technical analysis, more candles posted before I can see that. As for the Heikin Ashi, which is the measurement of money going in and out of the market, we are starting to post some nice money coming back into the market. We have actually gained $2 billion back into the market cap, which is good. And we have seen a breakdown on the Bitcoin dominance at 57%. Ticking down to 56.77. It's not a lot, but it is producing a nice pump here. As for my bearish long-term target on Bitcoin, I do believe a test of 6,000 is very likely, if not inevitable. It's just a matter of when it will hit. And that price range also ranges between 6,000 all the way down to 5,500, maybe 5,800, around that target area, to establish the price on this previous trend line that I marked out. Now back to the bullish perspective, if we do break into this 6520 area and establish a 4-hour candle in there, it's very likely that we will continue up to this 67.55 area before very likely breaking back down and getting rejected off of that. And I think that will be the catalyst that takes us down to 6,000. Following that breakdown to 6,000, I think the rest of the year is looking very, very bullish, and I think we will continue trending upwards from there. Before I wrap this video up, I just want to say good luck on your trades this week. If you make any, please join me in my free Telegram at t.me/cryptosnakepit, where I give up-to-the-minute updates on Bitcoin and my personal exits and entries for the private VIP group. Also included is our private VIP chat, where you can chat with many of our experienced Savage traders, get personal technical analysis from me, and answer any questions you might have. This is CryptoSnake, signing off.